keep it, but why not have it?
All right. He's badgering me because I wasn't recording our last conversation, which I don't want to air on air, but it was entertaining.
He's slapping him around.
Look. I can't. I mean, okay. He was commending me for handing strippers edibles, asking if they would want a THC edible.
I wasn't commending you for it necessarily. You were shaming yourself, and I was assuring you that it's pretty chill.
It's pretty chill. Yeah, you're like, I mean, it's a place to do it.
A white guy.
I mean, he's mansplaining right now the importance of asking various sex workers if they want an edible. It's not a bad thing.
And we covered the point that chances are they're already in the bag a little themselves on their own dime.
Yeah, the bag is in the bag.
The dime has purchased a dime bag.
He was mad though. He's like, "Why weren't you recording this?" I was like, "I don't feel like getting in trouble." He's like, "No, you're not."
Am I pointing the right way? On my screen, you're over there.
I think it's this way.
You're over there?
Yeah.
This douche over here doesn't want to get in trouble. That goes to show you.
I don't want to
get. What's he doing when you're not around?
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm gonna lose my crappy job. I'm gonna lose I'm gonna lose my Thursday bar gigs. You know, not good enough for
those, but
not good enough for the Saturday shows. Just the bar gigs. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I gotta make one point before we start the debate.
Yes.
When you first asked me, you said you got to defend your favorite show. And I was like, well, I'll probably go with Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I can defend that. But then, like a day later, you're like, and I'm going to say Married with Children is better than Seinfeld. I was like, hey, I didn't say that that's necessarily not the case. I do think it is the case, so be prepared. But
okay.
Well, but you got to tell people what the actual wager is. Not wager. Whatever. You get what I'm saying.
I don't know if I should debate it if it's better or funnier. So I'm going to go with better because I think that's more of a harder sell.
I'm happy to debate either of those points.
I'm going to go better. I was going to debate you with the Simpsons and Seinfeld, but that's like comparing bricks and girls' asses or whatever the fuck. That's like it's not the same shit at all. So
which one's bricks and which one's girls' asses?
I don't know. Yeah, it's shit. I named the same thing almost. I should introduce my guest for. By the way, this is the Cult of Incompetence podcast. There's never been a more of a delayed fucking intro in the history of podcasting than that.
Well, it's true to the title.
Yes.
We're incompetent.
Yes. I'm your host, Mark Maple. Try to be a comedian, and then I fail a lot. And then I fail up, though, and then I keep getting on things. I call it failing up.
That's right. Fall up the stairs.
It's just like, yeah. Sometimes I'm funny. Anyway, my guest today is the great Connor Martin. He's out of Manteca. He's a veteran comic. He's one of the funniest and best writers that I know, and I figure who better to defend the honor of Seinfeld, not the person, the show, than Mr. Connor Farton himself.
Thank you. I would like to say that all those accolades you just laid upon me are relative to the scene we inhabit, but I'll take them in that caveat.
You may know him from his postings on the Right 10 Facebook group, where he writes fucking 20 jokes a night.
Hey, don't tell people about that. I have to cater to the cheesy, clean aesthetics of those people. Aesthetics?
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Well, I mean, yours still like it's like you're working out though. It's like you're fucking you're in the batting cage. You're just
you know what I realized today that's funny about that is I like pretty much once a day, because there's a time and a deadline, and other people they post the word, I go and I try and write 5-6 jokes using the word.
Right 10, if you don't know, people, it's a group on Facebook where they give you one word, and then you got to write a bunch of jokes to that one single word. Like, let's just say it's a jump.
Or one joke.
Yeah. So and then everyone tries to write the best joke of the night, and Connor Martin is adamant about winning this goddamn thing every day.
No, I wouldn't say so. I've got my own opinions about it, but it's the only version of that I know of, and it forces me to at least attempt to write, which gets your brain at least in that.
It,
It's like warming up an engine.
yeah,
You know
I
what I
mean, I would
mean?
say this. I've done it a few times, and like there was a time where like I wrote like 5 jokes for it, and to me that's a lot. And then I was like, fuck, right, the lawnmower's on. Now I'm gonna mow the whole fucking lawn, and then I write like other jokes to other shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's the
Um,
reason for it. It just
that's
gets
the
you
thing.
active. It gets you going. Oh yeah,
Just
right. I'm a comedian.
yeah,
Right, I can write shit again. All right.
lower the bar, and
Yeah.
you make some bullshit with your incompetence.
Yeah.
You start a cult about it, and then the ATF comes in and shoots all your wives and children.
Hey, you'll like this. This is the second iteration of this podcast. The first one was it was hosted with a good friend of mine, a personal friend of mine, years ago before I did comedy, right?
Oh,
And he
the
was
title you're saying?
yes, title. It was talking. I had a co-host. He basically looked like you, oddly. I'm not kidding. And then he went mentally insane, and now he doesn't speak to me or anybody for that matter.
That's not comforting that someone of my genetic structure went mentally insane.
We had a physical fight. We ate pizza and we drank beer, and I was like, "You don't do enough with yourself. You're going crazy." And then he physically attacked me and knocked me into a map.
What?
It was a map. It was a map on the wall.
The world?
Yeah, world map. Yeah. And then his
The map
brother
is not the territory.
and then
I'll tell you that
his
much.
brother had tackle him. He had like hold him, his arms together, and he was just like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I ran to my car and I drove off.
Hold on. Let me clarify for myself and the listeners. I assume. Okay, so you're hanging out with the homie.
Yeah, my podcast host and good friend I've known for a long time.
How many episodes had you recorded up to this point?
12 or 15,
Okay.
something like that. I don't know.
And your conversation, apropos of nothing, or maybe it got led there somehow, you said, I feel like you could do a lot more. You're not doing enough with yourself.
Yeah, he was going
You're like-
crazy. That's when he was starting to go crazy. He wasn't doing anything. He was just staying at home reading books. He read books about Noam Chomsky over and over and over again. You don't have books about Noam Chomsky in your goddamn house, do you?
No, I don't have
Okay,
any
thank
Noam
God.
Chomsky,
All right,
but
okay, that
I
was-
almost bought Manufacturing Consent the other day.
Okay,
I'm glad I
please.
didn't.
Yeah, please don't buy any old school political books, okay?
I did just start buying
You do read a lot.
several books on existentialism, and I don't know if that's a smart idea, but
I would burn those books. Please burn those books.
we'll find out. Okay, no, two things though. So he was like kind of going crazy.
Yes.
There was something that made you go.
I was drunk
was-
and
what-
I was noticing my friend just be unreliable. He never left the house. And he was just like
He was getting like
wallowing.
agoraphobic, or at least
Yes.
no, I know. Don't glaze.
Okay.
Don't glaze.
Okay. Wallowing sounds worse than agoraphobic.
I sound like a.
Yeah, wallowing sounds like I'm like mad. You're just wallowing around.
I don't know if you can wallow around, but you can definitely wallow. But he was wallowing.
Yeah.
Luigi.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, he was Waluigiing around.
he was playing Mario Kart too often. Okay. And like, was he expressing discontent to you, or was he just chilling in his house?
Vacant.
He was just.
Yeah. He wasn't
were like-
active. He was. I was
So
just.
you were getting drunk together, and you're like, man, the truth came out of you, and you were like, man.
Yep. Yeah. And then he freaked out. He didn't want to
And
hear it, and he had a burst of anger, and then he knocked me over a wall into a world map, and his brother was there, and he held him down. He's like, just get the fuck out of here, man, because he was like wanting to fight me
Like a
more.
movie.
Yeah. And I
Like you
but
asked to date his sister or something.
but like I was like we'll get over that, and I contacted him the next day, the next week, the next month, nothing.
And do you know what has become of him recently, or subsequently?
When I hear news of him, it's not good.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's never.
Looney Tune, like he kept going that way.
Yeah, yes.
Wow. Okay, I think I had another question about this guy, but I forgot what it was.
He's a hardcore. Okay, this is weird. He was a hardcore lib, but then he
Yeah.
became very, very racist while still being a hardcore lib.
Interesting. Very
Yes,
interesting.
so he would.
Guy's a free thinker.
Yeah, he's he's.
wanted he wanted no friends. That's what he was doing.
Fuck this moderate shit. Why don't I just go extreme in both ways?
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I was gonna say. The fact that he had physically attacked you, there must have been something he was suppressing, or like what you were saying that he maybe knew deep down but didn't want to consciously think about, because it's like that cognitive dissonance feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, because the fact that he physically attacked you meant
I'm
you
an
were.
annoying person, though. Do you? I mean, could you ever get? I think I've done it a couple times in last year where someone wanted to physically attack me. So
Oh, all right. I've
one
never had that.
one was with a comic friend. Actually, two of them. Actually, two of them. Two of them was with comic friends, and
Are you being like hyperbolic, or
yeah,
did they actually want to?
this is what pisses off people, right? When you go, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a lot of that.
You doing that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I kind of like that move.
Yeah, that pisses.
Whatever.
Yeah, that
It
whatever.
doesn't say it.
It just heightens them up more and more. They go, yeah, okay, sure, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
It almost sounds like you're affirming them, but then the tone changes.
No,
I
it's
guess.
not affirming. No, it's more like, yeah, really. Everything's a yeah with a bunch of
Okay.
question marks.
It's sort of like this, like sarcastic, dismissing.
yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
really.
oh.
Okay, sure. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I
that
guess
kinda-
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because that then you're not engaging. That would make someone want to punch you in the way that like a passionate girlfriend would want to punch a boyfriend who's not actually addressing the issue. I said passionate because I didn't want to say Latina because it felt racist.
I wasn't thinking that at all until you brought it up, which I like now. I'm glad you said that. That made me
But it made
laugh.
more sense when I said it, right?
No, I just made you look worse. Anyway, what was I saying? So yes, this is the second. I'm getting around. This is the second iteration of the Cult of Incompetence. So it's a debate show, and okay, let's get to the meat of the matter, right?
Love the meat of the matter.
All right, it's Seinfeld. What was the better show, Seinfeld or Married with Children? I have notes here. All right,
Oh,
I
bastard.
you didn't write notes.
I didn't think to. I should
Here,
have. I was gonna ask you, should I do anything? But don't worry, I'm pretty.
You got
first.
this. Fuck it. You're
Well,
gonna be on.
first.
Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, I'm pro Married with Children. You're pro Seinfeld. Can we both agree? Both good shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm also pro Married with Children, but gun to my head, Seinfeld. I mean, I watch Seinfeld several times a week still.
Is it close, or is it? Would you say it's much better?
Seinfeld's much better.
Ah,
Um, in most contexts for me. Sometimes there could be a mood where I would perhaps want to watch Married with, but even then,
all right.
it's
so-
a little sophomoric, if I may.
Well, here's the deal. Okay, so that's what I
Yeah.
wrote on my notes. Seinfeld. Okay, highbrow. Would we say
Sort of.
it's highbrow, right?
Relative to fucking Married with Children.
Married with
I
Children.
have my hand touching my dick while I watch TV.
Married with Children is low. It's the definition of lowbrow, and
Yeah.
unapologetically lowbrow. They're letting you know.
Suppose, yeah.
Married with Children
Yeah. Well,
is like if I wrote a show. And I just, every day, I would just write. Every week, I'd be like, well, Al's a loser, and his wife, she's ugly, and spends all of his money. And Kelly, she's a slut, and Bud Bunny, he's an incel, and Al Bundy goes to work and he makes fun of fat women. That is exactly the kind of show I would write.
do you notice how easily you just distilled the show?
Yes, but here's the deal, okay? Dumb, but smart writing. We've seen Dumb and
I'm gonna
Dumb.
need specific examples.
Dumb and Dumb is like fucking Big Mama's House.
I suppose.
where you're
I'll
just
take
like
your word for it.
you're
I haven't seen it in a while.
you're embarrassed watching it. It's lowbrow. It's not. It's just not good at all. Okay. Now, Dumb and
I'm
Great.
gonna. I'm not. I can't co-sign that because I like Martin Lawrence and I don't really remember it much.
Well, we'll say Dumb and Great is like fucking, I don't know, next Friday or something, where it's like,
Okay.
this is lowbrow, but I'm laughing a lot and I'm having a good time, and I don't care if this.
You
Yes.
could you define lowbrow?
Lowbrow is low hanging fruit. It is.
Okay.
It's punching down. It's definitely
So
punching.
easy jokes.
Crass.
Crass. Yeah. Shock value.
Crass, not the smartest, most clever thing you've ever heard of. No thought at all. Nothing to say. Nothing important. Lowbrow.
But not necessarily. But still effective joke writing.
Three Stooges is lowbrow, and we can say,
Slapstick.
yeah,
That's easy to say that slapstick is lowbrow.
yes.
But then once you see, now I'm just getting real Noam Chomsky about all of this.
Well, no, this is a good thing to talk about because there are like stupid but you enjoy it stuff.
I'm trying to think of a perfect. Look, Jackass.
Jackass is lowbrow. Yeah.
Like probably nothing funnier than that.
Yes, and that is not. You would not say smart. You wouldn't say clever.
Yeah, you're not like, how did they? Some of the things they do actually are kind of smart, but it's secondary
yes.
to the pain and the humiliation.
And not exactly tight writing, you know. Not just, no. Okay, so this is why I like fucking Married with Children more. Okay, all right. Here I have a few reasons here. Let me look at my notes.
Yeah.
All right. So lowbrow. Somebody wrote to me on Instagram, Married with Children was better because it was all about passion and anger, which I don't know if I agree with that, but I kind of like that sentiment.
Interesting. Yeah, there is a Cro-Magnon quality to Al.
I will say this, Al, the audience believed in him.
You mean as a person, as a real person?
Cheered for him. Like, he got huge pops during the show.
That's partially because he's painted as
the underdog. The most idiotic.
Past his prime.
Yes, most idiotic, sympathetic, poorly beaten underdog story that we can all relate to. That's why I always like Married with Children. It was poor people, too. And
I will say the analog to Al in Seinfeld isn't Jerry, it's George. You still get the underdog, can't catch a break, trying his best, clawing at a win without the ability to win.
But here's the thing with George, though, he felt more needy, I guess. And
well, yeah, but that's just because he was more human. Al's painted as a cartoon. Al's like a Homer, but just he happens to be a live person.
He was real to me, damn it. I cheered during those guys. Don't fucking. I disagree with that.
It's like that wrestling guy.
It's still real to me, damn it. Al's real to me, god damn it.
He doesn't live the full spectrum of emotion the way that
I disagree.
George does.
No. He was more a three-dimensional character. I disagree with that. He looked every episode like he wanted to kill himself, and then an opportunity would come awry, and then he'd spring up with all action, desperate to get whatever the heck it may be, and then things would fall apart for him by the end of the show.
You say this. No way. Married with Children is to Parks and Recreation as Seinfeld is to The Office. It's like they're similar enough, but Married with Children and Parks and Recreation are more cartoony universes. Like No Ma'am, and they don't want to fuck their wives.
Hey. Don't fuck. Okay, I'll be back in a second.
I know you have the shirt.
I gotta show off the shirt.
Can't hear me right now, but he's gay. It's good merch. It's so fucking
Hey, see this? See this? This
no,
means
no.
you're not welcome. That's right. I'm quoting American History X. You know what's great when I walk around with that shirt at a grocery store? People look at me like I'm a fucking crazy person, and like if they don't know the show, I look like a fucking like alt-right fucking crazy asshole.
I'm like, what is? Yeah, because
Like,
they don't have a lot to draw.
yeah.
Before we move on, you made me think of an idea I forgot
Yeah.
about. Just because the American History X, I want to do a sketch where it's like Larry David as the guy from American History X,
Yeah.
and just call it "Curb Stomp Your Enthusiasm." Right? That's something.
I
right,
like it.
thanks.
I hope you develop it. I hope it's not even a joke. I hope it's a project, right?
No.
And then, no.
The
Then
thing
you
about
film it,
that-
and you film it, and then it gets greenlit, and you make a show out of it.
You know it can't, because it's almost. Say I'm gonna use the phrase tantamount again. I don't know what it means.
I don't know what that
it's
fucking
tantamount.
word.
Like
Your internet's sucking right now too. God damn it!
I think it just means like still sucking.
Yeah, your internet's what the fuck? I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
It
you
says
better not be uploading a video right now or something.
no. Let me shut everything else off. Is it okay? Now is it working?
Better. Hopefully. God
Okay.
damn it! I hope it's better. If not, then it's just gonna be a lot of pauses and shit.
Mine shows better. I don't know why though. I'm out in the country, but our Wi-Fi is usually solid until it's not. So
Okay. All right, you were good to go. Whatever. All right. So I like Married with Children, but here's the thing too. It's gonna sound corny.
Okay.
The crowd was part of the show. Can you think of any other sitcom where they're an extra character, where they went woo and hey and they screamed and hooped and hollered like in any other fucking show you watch?
not off the top of my head, but I feel like maybe that wasn't super uncommon, was it?
No, that was it. I mean, Married. It was. No,
And
that's.
maybe you're right. There's like a wrestling element to it.
It was like a Jerry Springer. By the way, rest in peace. He died today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Isn't that great? He died.
Hey, if you're listening, go fuck your cousin in memory of Jerry Springer.
I will say the bottom of the
oh.
screen text was the best part of the show.
Yes, and you also it would be fun to go. I've walked into the break room at work, which it's only happened like maybe twice because I don't think it's necessarily cool with HR to have Springer playing in the break room TV. But I've walked in, and you see an interaction happening, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And you don't really. Once you read the bottom left corner, you get context. You're like, "Okay, this all adds up." You know what I mean?
It would be like, my wife's a whore, but it's great.
Yeah. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what were we saying?
Oh, right. Okay, so Married with Children was obviously... I mean, they're both like... They're both like the 90s personified, right? But like, Seinfeld is kind of like that...
Seinfeld is urban and purposely like the Bachelor aesthetic. No, it's not. It's not married. Then there's no children.
Yeah.
And they specifically they had wasn't I don't know if it was a written rule, but it definitely wasn't an unspoken rule. Their concept or like one of the underlying principles was no hugging, no learning. In Seinfeld, there was no.
Is that really?
We're not
Okay, so I guess that's because
hugging, no learning.
I guess that was because like how corny Full House was, so it was the total opposite, right? I guess. Well, no, there was like
Full House or any
Bob-
standard sitcom.
yeah,
Just like you have these rap.
Bob Newhart show. What was Growing Pains? That was another bad one where they all
Growing
hugged.
Pains,
Yeah,
sure.
they all learned and hugged, and they all went
Full House.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Okay, I didn't know that. So is that real bullshit there, or is that trivia? What is that? Is that real true?
Well, no, that's if you're a Seinfeld fan, you've probably heard that said by at least Jerry and or Larry and probably a couple other
I
people.
would say that's obviously Married with Children too, because no one learned or fucking
But
by the end
they
of
at
it.
least kind of pretend. Oh, they had the you know what, you know what, let's hug and make up. Like they
Did
at
that
least
ever
played
happen
like
with Kelly or Bud or Alan Kelly or any of them? Probably.
definitely those moments in Married with Children, right? That's
Yeah, I
like they
mean,
do the standard wraparound story where it's like
okay,
want something, conflict. You know what,
okay, okay.
compromise.
So I would. Okay, so here's the deal. Married with Children's probably is more comparable to The Simpsons because, from what I
It's
know,
a family.
they're a family, but from what I know, The Simpsons it was a crazy show, but they're like by the end of it though, Homer and the Simpsons are real people and they care about each other. So there was always
Yeah, they like The Simpsons has that James Brooks heart.
yeah.
James Brooks, is that the name I wanted?
Yep,
Anyway,
yep, yep. That's him.
because I mean that's the thing people maybe don't realize. Like Matt Groening, great guy, all that made this thing. Like the heart of what The Simpsons is James Brooks.
Right.
Like Matt Groening's a fucking cartoonist. The story and anyway, but yes, The Simpsons has that family learn a thing at by the end, which there's nothing wrong with that,
So
by the way.
what you're saying is, I'm kind of going to a conclusion here. I'm hopping over a few
Mhm.
things. What you're saying is,
Uh,
Seinfeld is even more mean spirited than Married with Children.
yes.
Because
And in its actual soul, Seinfeld is the predecessor to Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Always Sunny in Philadelphia is essentially, and I've said this dozens of times over the past decade, and people agree. Always Sunny is Seinfeld. It's just more unhinged and more. And I don't mean it is Seinfeld, but I'll explain. They just allow themselves to be more irreverent because it's on FX. It's not on fucking
sure, sure.
NBC, but it's it's a group of people who do not give a shit about other people
Like
at the
Jerry and Elaine, and sometimes
Elaine.
George.
George Kramer kind of does. Kramer's kind of like a Charlie, where it's like
He's a
he's like
goof. He's a goof, but he means
he's
well.
yeah, and he has this like childlike thing that's he's retained somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway, him and Charlie are similar, but at its core, it's like I've got my eye on a prize. I want to manipulate a situation to get something, or I feel like I'm getting fucked over here. It's just it's just a guy or a gal or a
But
couple of people.
all right,
Like
here's what I think. I
yeah,
think I almost kind of agree with you. Its core, Seinfeld
yeah.
is more mean spirited and more dark, right? Because,
Actually, I could think of specific examples of yes, it is. I'd say it is yes.
but here's the deal. Because like, you know what's weird? Like the first two seasons, like Elaine was a nice lady.
Yeah, she's nice and she's like kind of activisty.
Yeah, she's
She's like
cheerful and trying to be a good go-getter to all her friends. Then in like the later seasons, she's just a bitch.
yeah, she's definitely more bitter by the end, and part of that, but that is sort of it's not character growth, but it's character progression or
I wrote.
development. And it's
Oh,
like,
okay, I wrote
hmm,
this on my notes. Both
don't think
shows.
you have that with Married with Children. I think they're more of just like a cookie cutter. They're their character. That's why you have the crowd shouting because it's like he did an owl thing.
Wow, yeah,
He did a bug
shut up.
thing.
Be quiet. You gotta get down. You're knocking the show, and I'm not hearing this. Okay? No, no,
Well,
no,
that's
no,
exactly what I'm
no,
here to
no, no,
do.
no, no. Married with Children is pro wrestling. Okay, so where
I
you're
agree.
cheering for your baby face, hardcore, and you want to see him accomplish things and win.
Al's not a baby face.
Yes,
Right?
he is.
No, what does a baby face mean?
A good guy. He's like fucking Dusty Rhodes. He's the American dream.
Dusty roads,
Okay,
take me home.
this is what I wrote on both, and both are okay, both are accused of both of these things. Both shows took too long to get good, This is back in the day when fucking shows took
Okay.
forever until they're actually good. Like they took like 3 or 4 seasons.
That is interesting because in this day and age, those shows
They're canceled. They're
are
done.
classic. Just never would have got there. That is a what have we lost? Anyway, continue.
That is weird. Like, could you imagine like your first year in comedy and they're like, "Hey, we want you to be good now."
Suck too much to continue.
That is weird. I never really thought of that. Like all these shows, it's like
Luckily,
we're giving you 1 year. You better get it right. These other shows, it took like 4 years until like the first few Seinfelds were awful.
yeah, the first season's whatever ish. It's all right. The second season's okay, and then like 3 through 7 rule, and then 8 and 9 are okay. They're pretty good.
The last
But
season was
Larry,
Jerry didn't want to do any more
the
Seinfeld, and they're like, "We're going to pay you way more money." He's like, "No, I don't want to do any more. Leave me alone." Which is I
and
commend that.
the last episode ever, I think it's the last episode, is a great example of the callousness of the show. It's like literally the crux of plot is they see some guy. It's played by John Panette, but
Yeah,
they see John Panette getting mugged in the street, and they're like filming it.
they
And they're
don't
like,
do
huh,
anything. They're laughing
crazy,
at him. Yeah.
man. I bet he wish he didn't have that last. And then they like go to jail for that.
Can I say this? It's not the funniest. People complain about the season finale of Seinfeld. It's not
Yeah,
the funniest episode, but that's how it should end, in my opinion. Like,
definitely. They did a good thing. I mean, yeah, it's not. How could it be? First of all, Larry's not there. Secondly,
I didn't know he wasn't there the last season.
wasn't there the last 2 seasons?
I didn't know
He
that
left
shit.
after 7. That's
Okay.
why 8 and 9 are like okay, but like you'll if you really pay attention, well, go through Netflix, go watch like season 4, 5,
Yeah,
6,
yeah.
or just like randomly pick a couple episodes from those. Then go to 8 and 9. There's some great episodes in 8 and 9, but it's not as consistent, and the vibe is different. Like the character. Anyway, you'll
It
feel it.
seems it
Also,
seems like more of a sitcom.
gets cartoonier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
like 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 George is like jackhammering his own keys out of a road that he dropped when they were. It's like just like these situations that I don't know. It's a by a degree or two. Anyway,
In comparison, Married with Children last season was all fucked up. Fox moved it to Saturday night after Cops, and the ratings went down to shitter. And then they
they
canceled.
get they get crazier or more because of the time slot. Were they allowed to get like a little, or was that not why that happened?
Nah, they just were losing a little bit of a pace they used to. So the Fox moved it all over the place. It was always on. Originally,
Got canceled.
yeah, it got canceled. Originally, it was always on after The Simpsons on Sunday night, and that was like a prime spot, during that time.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
And then they just moved it around all over the fucking place. And then the writing started going. Well,
Points.
they started repeating the same like get rich and
Rich
quick
Quick's. Yeah.
schemes and
Scheme.
plots,
Yeah.
and it was getting kind of old. And they didn't even have a
Yep.
final episode. The final episode, I think Kelly got married, and I've never seen it yet. It's something. It's the last season of
Was it not aired, or have you just not seen it?
No, it got aired. It was one of those season finale or series finales where they thought maybe there'll be another season, and then there wasn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because they got canceled.
yeah, they got canceled. The guy who played fucking Al Bundy, Ed
Oh yeah.
O'Neill,
Ed O'Neill.
he found out he went to like a diner and have breakfast, and then he found out like some couple heard over the radio that it got canceled. They didn't even call him about it.
Yikes.
Yeah. You know what's great? I've heard interviews with Ed O'Neill. He was bitter about after Married with Children because he was typecasted and shit. And everyone was
Really?
like, yeah. And then everybody in the streets would yell at him, Al Bundy, and all this shit. And you're like, God damn it. And he was trying to be a serious actor after Married with Children. But
Yeah.
then I guess he just learned to accept it. He's like, you know what? By the end of the day, it made me a lot of money. It's my biggest thing.
Also, that's the danger of having success in a specific type of character. It's like, especially if you haven't had like at least a little bit of like touching the zeitgeist success, where people might know who you are before you have this like character that's so specific because it's like if that's the first thing they know you as, first impressions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I remember, I don't know, a decade ago, I every once in a while I would hear a song on a commercial. It was kind of a good song, and and then later on in I would hear the song like on Pandora or something, but I first heard it on the commercial,
Yeah.
and it like tainted it for me, and I was like, that's a commercial song, fucking faggot ass song, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I would say that because wasn't as evolved as I am now.
You
Anyhow,
know what? It was a good tune, so the company wanted to use that song to sell their products because it was such a
yeah,
strong ass tune.
tainted it, and it's like Ed O'Neill became for it's like a good character like Al Bundy or a strong specific character is like a spaghetti sauce, and Ed O'Neill is a clear Tupperware. And and you might not have the spaghetti sauce in the Tupperware anymore, but you're always going to see that little bit of a orange red vibe.
I fucking hate that when it screws up the goddamn Tupperware. You always see
Film.
that shit. Yeah, it's
That's why you gotta get the
disgusting.
glass. But then you can drop it. Anyhow, um, how many seasons of Married with Children was there?
Too many. They fucked up. They had probably one too many.
How
Uh,
many?
I mean, it started to get a little bit too cartoonish, but I mean, even the dumber seasons, the dumber episodes, you kind of have to just look at it and go, "Oh, it's so stupid."
But no,
It was act.
specifically, do you know how many there were?
I don't know. I think maybe 12. I'm just guessing off the top of my dome.
I'm gonna Google it. Continue though.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, Marriage with Children, I will say, had a poor ending. But
I Oh, there were 11. Okay.
yeah,
All right. That's 2 points that I would argue in favor of Seinfeld. One, they had a proper ending.
yes.
Two, they weren't canceled. They went out on top.
I don't know. You know what? Sometimes you got to end a set by really letting it all out.
Those are the ones you're proud of?
No. No.
Point made.
All right. Okay. I gotta win this back. Better crowd, Seinfeld. I almost want to say better writing. Better
Yeah, I
writing
would
for
say
Married with Children. It was
I don't think that.
unapologetically.
There might be more jokes in Married with Children because Seinfeld is not a jokey sitcom. It's an honest, real-ish.
Hey, do you want to know what the writing team was on Married with Children?
Actually, one of my favorite comedy writing books was written by one of the writers from Married with Children. So I do have a spot in my heart.
That's good. No, it was written by a bunch
The
of.
doctor said it's like a big black spot, and I don't have long to live.
Well, that's funny you said the word black because the writing team was a bunch of black dudes. It was a bunch of black dudes and Marcy Darcy. Marcy Darcy was the main fucking showrunner of the show.
I don't know who Marcy. Wait, Marcy Darcy from the show, like in the show?
Yeah. The neighbor, the
Yeah.
flat-chested chick, where they made again.
I didn't know the full name, but I remembered her name, Marcy. And then didn't they switch the neighbors at one point, or they got a new husband?
Jefferson was way better than that other fucking. I guess his name was Rhodes or something. That guy sucked. I hated the first neighbor.
Here's a question. I definitely haven't seen all the Married with Children episodes. And you said you haven't seen the last one, but do you think you've seen pretty much all of them? Or
I think I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. I've seen 90% of Married with Children. You're gonna say.
What do you think?
You're gonna say you've seen 1,000% of Seinfeld.
Like 3 times each.
3 times each fucking day, probably each goddamn day.
No, but I usually get 1 or 2 in every day or 2. It's just
fucking
like
weirdo. Fucking weirdo. You still watch that shit.
See, now you're resorting to
anger.
No. I don't even care about that. But to flipping the argument now, all of a sudden, the most watchable show isn't. It's good. It's because I'm weird. That's a character attack.
Also, it was the Married with Children was definitely more crass.
Yeah, like that's a point I'll give them. Actually, I don't know how you meant it, but I like that. The fact that they Yeah, it was more. It was Fox.
It was
That was
very
like their.
Fox. But here's the thing with Married with Children.
Was it
Okay,
Married with Children predating Simpsons?
it was shit. Actually, it was before the first season was before The Simpsons. I think it came out in 1987. The first season. I
Okay.
believe it was the Fox's original lineup. So when the network
Yeah.
launched, it launched with Married with Children.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Married with Children is partially responsible for Fox's
Yes,
explosion.
a whole entire network.
That says a lot.
That does
It
say a
does.
lot. And it was an alternative show, right?
It
Which
was.
Fox had to be an alternative network to NBC, ABC, and CBS.
Yeah, and it was more like openly crass.
Yeah, it was like see, ABC had Roseanne. Roseanne's an okay show, but
Good
that's
show.
good show. But Married with
Yeah, I haven't
Children,
watched a ton of it, but it's like watched a lot of Tool Time for some reason. It's all right. I
fuck.
don't know why I watched so much.
You just like the
When you
stunts. That's probably why. You just liked all the stunts and when he blew up shit.
Pamela Anderson's in that show.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Pamela Anderson or Prime.
But no, just I think it's because I don't think it was a choice of mine. I'm pretty sure that was just on in my house. I was a very Christian household, so I'm pretty sure that was like a pretty down the middle,
Also,
right wing ish.
when we were kids, like you had to like ask permission if you want to watch Simpsons and Married with Children. It was a different time. It was a different time in
Yeah,
America.
I didn't get on board with any of that type of stuff till after my parents like took their hand off the wheel. Like they were
Good.
very. I couldn't watch like Rugrats when I
Oh my
was
god, what the fuck? Fucking
a
family.
certain age because Angelica was too sassy or some shit. But then my parents got divorced when I was 14, and it was like all bets are off.
You want
Now
to
I'm
talk?
on my
You want to
own.
talk family opinions? I wrote this on my my notes. My dad, my late and great dad.
Yeah.
He preferred Married with Children over Seinfeld because he said Seinfeld had too many Jews.
Well, if that's the criteria, I have to give him that point.
All right,
It's
so we're gonna
probably
give
true.
1 point for Seinfeld for having more Jews on there.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were giving it to Married with Children for having less shoes.
It's I mean, they're all the same, right? Everyone's the same, fucking.
Also, it's like
Shit.
that you don't even. It doesn't even have to do with the fact that the main character is Jewish in the show. It's just in New York City. There's going to be more Jews.
By the way, can I say this?
Oh,
It-
go ahead. I have a couple great points, but go ahead.
All right, no. What are your great points? Mine's stupid. To say out loud.
It's unrelated to what we were saying, so you can say your thing first
right.
if you want.
I will say one knock on Married with Children. One of the jokes is that Peg Bundy is unattractive and Al won't have sex with her. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I was like, she's kind of hot, man. Look at that rack.
I was gonna make that point fucking 20 minutes ago.
Really? What the fuck? Good. Okay, parallel thinking.
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I forgot about. But Peg Bundy is like super milf, and we're supposed to just buy that he's like, oh, gross.
Yuck.
Although I guess if you took his character from, does that show Modern Family? He's married to Sofia Vergara. Then I'm like, okay, well,
All right, yeah, I mean-
didn't realize he had that like
well,
going. But
we're not going to say that they're the shared universe, all right? So we're going to
no,
say.
it's not. I'm saying hypothetically, but that's not the case. And I don't know her name in real life.
Shit. Katie Seagal?
She's the one who voices Leela from Futurama.
Katie Seagal. Yep.
Katie Seagal, and she was the mom from Eight
Son-
Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter or whatever.
And she was on Sons and Anarchy, and guess what? All those years, she kind of
Yeah.
looked hot, in my opinion. I don't
She
even,
stayed. She fuckable. Yeah, even to the Sons of Anarchy, which I never watched that show, but I have seen clips of her.
yeah.
We're just supposed to buy that Ed O'Neill's like
Nope,
gross stat.
No sex.
So basically, if you, that's interesting. Okay, fan theory I just came up with.
Okay.
Al Bundy is secretly gay.
I mean, that's not a bad theory, really. I mean, he's
And-
angry. He loathes himself. He works a dead end
So he's got his
job.
hand on a cock.
Yeah, I mean, he works at a women's fucking shoe store.
like a fucking Fanuc. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
like
mean, I didn't
he's
say the word. Okay, so if you look up the word, he's mispronounced it. I'm not gonna fucking say what he said.
Fanuc.
Stop saying that on
It's
my fucking. God damn it! You're gonna get us flagged.
Sopranos for gay. I
Yeah,
don't
and yeah,
what
but
is
no, it's
wrong
not
with it?
gay. It's the other word.
What other word?
Nah, I'm not gonna fucking say it.
Oh, that's what it means?
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. What do you think it
But
means?
it's also what gay means. It's just different
I
syllables.
think you said the other word like 8 other times during the episode.
Oh shit.
It happens.
Hey, I had an idea once for a joke about Truman dropping the nuclear bomb on the Japanese and then everything turned gay. Sorry. I apologize.
It's always your shit.
No,
It's always
no.
your shit you don't tell. You know what? It's always the shit you
Yeah.
write and you can't say on stage. It's always the shit that's way better.
I actually had one of those recently that I thought was that, and I was like, this is funny enough to try. And
Yes,
then it worked.
and oh shit.
And then it worked. Yeah.
I wrote this very, very, very racist joke 3 years ago, and
Yeah.
I have it listed as my forbidden joke.
Yeah, I've seen you reference this.
Oh yeah, okay. I think you might have read about it. So that Steve Barkley guy,
I
right?
was pretty sure you've told it to me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I thought I read your thing that Steve Barkley told you to tell it.
yeah. He's like, no, he was like, that's genius. I've heard about that joke. Gabriel told me about it. You're doing it. I want to hear it tonight.
He kind of rules.
Yeah, and he was like,
If you're not like a hypersensitive woke person.
and I was just like, I can't. I just like, no, no, no. You're doing it. I heard about it, and you're doing it tonight. He was like pointing his finger at me and shit. I'm like, okay, I'll do it at the end. And
Yeah.
I did it at the end. It got laughs. I mean, the whole room didn't laugh, but half of them did. So
There you go. That's probably better. You know, there's a great comedian who said, "I don't know I don't know a sure way to success, but the surest way to failure is trying to please
if
everybody."
you please everybody, you please nobody.
You know who said that?
I don't know. Oh,
Bill Cosby.
well, you know what? That's awesome. Because that
Hey,
guy really
even a raping clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean?
it I don't know. Can't beat that one, actually. Fuck. I can't beat that one. What else
What
I got?
can't be what?
I can't beat. You know what I meant. So don't
Oh, I
fucking.
see what you're saying.
I didn't do it. I didn't do a joke there. You've turned it into a joke. He didn't beat women. He just raped them.
I thought you said
Now here's the thing with Cosby. Okay, he didn't beat women. He just raped them. All right.
just. I like just in that sentence.
Yeah.
As in merely nothing more than.
I need a post about that. I'm gonna post about. No, actually, I shouldn't.
Oh.
All right. I just have in my notes. Kelly was a slut. By the way,
that was awesome.
I like that was her character. That was her entire character. She's stupid, and she gets around.
You hear about Christina Applegate recently?
She has some bad condition, right? I forget
It's
what.
like MS.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, that sucks.
Her and Selma Blair, who is
What?
an underrated hot chick to me. Like
Yes.
she has a very specific look I love. But also her and Applegate were in a movie called The Sweetest Thing with who's
Cameron
this?
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, thank you.
Very lowbrow movie.
Definitely, but fun.
Yeah.
The flying swan with shit in it or whatever. Man, that was like that's a under anyway.
They were really trying to outdo the Farley brothers in that one.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
But they did a good job. But as far as I remember from seeing it, half of it twice on the Oxygen channel. I don't know. But they were both in that movie together, and now they both have MS.
You better
think,
write a good joke to this. What sounds like you're gonna write a really good joke to this.
Something about that production gave bitches MS. No. But I think Christina Applegate said something about like Diet Coke being at the cause. Aspartame.
Really?
I used to think it was aspartame. Because, have you ever heard this thing? If people mispronounce a word, don't make fun of them because that means they read it. That means they read, which means they're better than you.
That's a
So,
good.
so,
I never thought of that.
fuck you.
Yeah, they're just saying it as is. They're sounding out the word. Okay, so go to
Yeah,
hell.
that's right.
Uh,
Go to hell.
all right, I think we're done
All right.
here.
Well,
All right, all right.
I think we came to the firm conclusion that Seinfeld is the better show. This has been
Wait.
solid.
Let me go to the people. So your final thoughts on this as I
Whoa,
go to my Instagram.
whoa. What do you mean, people? Okay. Final thoughts. All right. I
Yes.
got you. Went out on top. Larry David, the funniest human on earth, responsible for this.
Wow.
Um, um, some of the greatest actors of all time, cameos. Bryan Cranston,
Yeah.
fucking Patton Oswalt, one of the best stand-ups.
All right. Let's not say that. Come on, now you're fucking with me. You don't fucking say
Great
something.
stand-up, I meant. Other people who don't come to mind as quickly, they're great.
Best sports cameo, Keith Hernandez.
Keith Hernandez.
Yeah.
Plus you're getting JFK satire with that. You're not getting satire. You're not getting satire in Married with Children. You're just getting a narrative, which is fine and it's good and I love it. But with Seinfeld, you're getting a predecessor to what South Park has become. You're getting topical references.
And you know what? The later South Park episodes sucked balls, in my opinion, with all their fucking
Come on,
their messaging
No.
and all that.
PC Principal.
Nah, I don't like it. I like their first like 4 or 5 seasons, and afterwards it got too full of itself.
Yeah, now you're gonna tell me that only the first seasons of Family Guy was good.
Yes.
You're retarded.
Well, you know
You're
what?
no, you're not retarded. You're just lying to yourself.
Okay, well, I'm glad you didn't call me out.
Or you're parroting something you've heard. Because
No. I'm going with my raw.
Watch the recent seasons of Family Guy. They're fucking fantastic.
The recent seasons now, it's still going. I haven't watched that show in 10 years.
What I'm saying is,
15 probably.
you've never not had a joke writing staff that is retardedly good, and especially since it came back.
Are you trying to get fucking hired by fucking Family Guy right now? What the hell's going on?
I'm literally go watch any recent and see how frequently and hard you laugh. I don't even watch it because I know it's just.
I hope to Christ I'm arguing with you right now, okay? And next year I watch a Family Guy episode and it says in the credits, writer down near the bottom.
I would love that personally because
that would make
I want to write silly cutaway jokes. But I'm just saying I don't it's just funny is all it is.
Okay. All right, well, we're getting off track here. Family Guy is about anger and passion, okay? It's about stupidity and madness. It's the only sitcom I've ever seen where you cheered while you watched it. You believed. When fucking Al Bundy would walk out to music and he'd say, "Let's rock," the whole fucking crowd would get roars, big pops.
I'm laughing at you.
Don't laugh at me.
Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because you said Family Guy at the beginning of this little tirade of yours. You didn't say
motherfucker.
Married.
Whatever. You know what I mean. I meant to say Married with Children. Just scrap whatever the fuck and just. I don't know how to edit. Fuck. Anyway, Married with Children made you believe. Okay, and it was simplistic writing. It was very crass. It was like Roseanne, but if Roseanne was awesome. So it still holds a place to my heart. I still feel about that show. I'm not discrediting Seinfeld. Good show. But if you told me I got to watch one episode right now, I'm picking Married with Children.
Okay, and let me say one more thing. Just want to remind all the listeners and viewers that I did this all off the top of the dome. I took no notes. I took no poll. I know how many seasons there are. I know when the writers came and left. He didn't even know how many seasons there were. So who's really invested?
I as a comedian, I need my set list. All right, so there, I need my goddamn set list. And whatever. You want to go to the polls? You want to go to the polls on Instagram?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll go to the polls that are based off of people you're friends with.
Yeah, my friends are awesome, and I love my fans. The few fans I have, they're weirdos and they're creeps, and they keep coming. They keep coming to my shows. How's that?
It's good that they keep coming.
Yes, they do. All right, we go to the polls. Damn it! I put a poll on Instagram. There was like 20 votes. All right, and here we go. 69% of the poll says Married with Children was a funnier show.
What was the question and how was it phrased, please?
Okay. I'm debating Connor Martin tonight about Married with Children being funnier than Seinfeld. How say you? And I put funnier show, Seinfeld or Married with Children.
Damn. Well, okay. I can. I mean, that doesn't sway my opinion of the people's opinion, because those are just the people who clearly have a similar aesthetic. Not a what's the word I'm looking for? They have a similar vibe as you because they follow
Jordan
you.
voted. I'm looking now. I'm looking at the results. I got to view individual people. Fucking stupid Jordan Quattlebaum voted for Seinfeld just to fuck with me.
Or because he's a smart man and he's aware of things.
Well, it's up to you now, people. What did you think was a better show? You like dick jokes and fat women jokes? Or do you like convoluted plots that intermingle together at the end?
Seinfeld has dick jokes and fat women jokes.
No, they don't.
Absolutely.
Also, Jerry Seinfeld.
There's an entire episode of Seinfeld dedicated to jerking off.
That was the big one. That was the big one where he went, I'm out.
It's probably the most famous episode, yes.
Yeah. Also, Jerry Seinfeld in real life is a real jerk.
He's a bit of a... Yeah, but that... Well, what are we? So? Ed O'Neill, I'm a fucking... Christine Applegate as MS. Homie.
You know about Jerry Seinfeld dating that 17-year-old girl when he was like 39?
Shoshana?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What about it?
Or my favorite is the Robert Kelly. You know Robert Kelly, right?
Of comedy or R&B fame?
Of comedy.
Yes.
Do you know about this story with Jerry Seinfeld?
Oh, the Not You story?
Yeah, fuck.
Not You.
Not you. Yeah,
no. Anyone listening, go type in Robert Kelly comedy, Not You. Because otherwise, if you type in Robert Kelly, Not You, there'll be some sort of accusation video with the guy who wrote Remix to Ignition. Yeah. Speaking of which, do you know there's a thing... I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's literature. It's called the Peabody Award.
Yeah, I know about it. Yeah.
You've heard of that.
I don't give a shit about awards. You're telling me that Larry Bird.
No.
David won.
It actually has nothing to do with Seinfeld or Married with Children.
Okay.
Just saying, if anybody deserves a Peabody Award, it's those girls that R. Kelly used to hang out with.
You're gonna tell that joke at a mic, right? Please tell that joke at your next.
Probably not.
Come on, do your jokes.
Maybe I will, but the one about not being a pissing contest didn't really play. But that was
all right. Okay,
against that
Connor.
Anyway,
I have you on a show in July. You're telling that damn joke. That joke is genius.
I gotta make sure I remember.
Oh, the whatever the fuck, the graffiti comedy show. You're telling that joke. That joke is genius. You're doing that goddamn joke.
I'll tell it. I don't care. I'll tell it.
I hope.
What's the date of this show?
Oh shit! I gotta look it up. Okay, this is at the end of the show because this will count as plugs. 1 second. Fuck, I forget the date of the show. All right.
That is a good point. This will count as plugs.
This will count as plugs. All right.
Speaking of plugs, follow me at Connor. Hold on. What is my thing?
I have it right here. Connor with 10 with 2 N's because
Connor _ Farton. That's CONNOR.
Yeah.
_
Follow him there.
Farton. Like Martin, but with an F.
All right. You're July 15th at the Graffiti Comedy Show in Lodi, California.
15th.
You're doing that damn joke.
I'll do it. I'll even write more stuff about it. I don't give a shit.
All right. Also on that show is Saul and Taylor Evans. And to a lesser...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And to a lesser extent, Kiefer Forsythe.
To a lesser extent. Is he like in the other room?
He's not.
What?
He's. Oh, I thought you meant. I thought like at the show.
No, no, no.
He's not in the main room. He's in the other room.
Make him do the foyer.
He's in the
As
belly
people
room.
come in.
No, he's in the belly room of fucking goddamn.
No, I just meant
What would-
if you opened up 2 doors, could you see him jerking off?
Yeah, he's over there. He's over there. I live with him. You know that.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just opening. I'm just pulling the curtain for the old maple heads.
I thought you meant at the show he won't be at the main room. He'll be in the original room or the ordinary room or the belly room or the fuck.
And no, he's gonna do the other room.
He's gonna do the other. I should do that.
Oh.
They have multiple rooms over there, so I should do that. I should go. You're gonna be doing 30 minutes and
At least, like, see if you can convince him it's true. I mean, obviously, that would be pointless to do.
that would be
You're not gonna shift the crowd between acts. And
would that
it
be
would
the
only
meanest thing ever to put him in the other room?
Yes. Yes, for several reasons, but yes.
All right. I'm gonna do that.
That's also why it would be funny.
I'm gonna book him in the other room, so it's $1 a ticket, and then while you and Saul and everybody is in the main room.
Oh, like competing shows is what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, in my head, you know how dumb I am?
Yeah.
Or how awesome
No,
I am?
like like comedy clubs, they have a main room, and
Yeah,
then they have-
no, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But him being on this, I was picturing you like almost like an appetizer, having him do a set like in the front room, and then like almost an intermission, all the crowd filters into the main room, then the rest of the show happens, and it's like you aren't allowed to grace the main stage. That's what I thought you were saying.
Either way, yeah, he'll be in the
Right. And
lesser room, the graffiti
for
Wildwood
me-
skate shop.
yeah.
It's a great venue. I swear, I have we have a graffiti wall. It's crazy over there.
By the way, for any of my employers, this is tobacco
Yeah.
that I've been smoking.
You got anything else going on?
I wish I had something I could like plug. Say follow me on Instagram. I don't post much, so I'm not gonna spam you. Anything I post will be relatively interesting, funny, or slightly amazing.
Join
Like magic.
the Right 10 writing group on Facebook. You'll see.
Don't join the fucking Right 10. We don't need you.
All right, I got 2 main things to plug, and I'll get out of here. I got Bricks and Hops, Cinco de Mayo. The headliner is gonna be Taylor Evans. Come on out. Tickets are on sale right now. And Eventbrite Graffiti Comedy. That's May 20th in Lodi. The co-main event's gonna be Morgan Anderson and Robert Emoto. Get your tickets on sale right now.
I did a magic trick while you were plugging.
Also, follow me at Madman Maple, and that's it.
All right. Well, Seinfeld wins. Thanks for listening.
You know what? Do you want to go with your brain, or do you want to go with your heart and your dick? If you want to go with your heart and your dick, you're voting
You
for...
get to claim the heart. I'll let you claim the dick.
The dick goes for the Bundys.
Yeah, if you want to hug and learn, like a queen.
You're not fucking learning from goddamn Married with Children. I don't know what's wrong with you. This wasn't fucking Full House. This wasn't Full House.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, ask the critics. Ask the critics.
Well, don't ask the critics. The critics are always wrong. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
Everyone's a critic.
Everyone. All right, that's it. That's the end of the podcast. We wish you all continued success.
We did it.